Customers never cease to amaze me, and yesterday was no exception. Now, this started a few days ago. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a great day so far. So what am I doing now? I'm telling you a story. I'm running errands. I'm off today. But yeah, so anyway, customer has her Dodge Grand Caravan towed in. This is actually a week ago, but it came to a head yesterday. And what happened was she had it towed in because it stopped running. Okay. Now, 8 months ago, she had it towed in because it stopped running because the engine blew. It turns out she had bought the car out of state from a kind of like one of those buy it here, pay for it here type of things, but you can still pay for it over the phone for people that have issues getting financing. So she got it, and they force you to get a service contract or an extended warranty, and they also force you to change your oil. Now, the one thing with changing your oil is you get a booklet, and a booklet gives you coupons to get your oil changed, and you're supposed to maintain your vehicle and change your oil every 3,000 miles. What they do is they actually give you enough oil change coupons to last the life of your loan, however long your loan is, because I've already spoken with the company. However long your loan is, they give you coupons to get your oil changed no matter where you are in the country. Basically, you get your oil changed and you send them the receipt or a copy or whatever, and then they will send you a check to cover the amount. So basically, you're getting free oil changes for however long your loan is. They do this obviously because they still technically own the car because they are the lien holder. So they want to make sure that the car stays in good condition. Well, when it got towed in 8 months ago, it stopped running. She had just purchased it about 2 months prior. And what happened was it was a 3.6, and as many of you know, the Chrysler 3.6 has a notorious problem for the oil cooler rupturing or leaking or whatever. So they wind up leaking oil, heavily too. Usually it leaks and goes all over the ground and all over the transmission and everything else. So she had run it out of oil and locked the motor up. Well, she had only owned it for a short period of time. The company covered an engine replacement and paid us to do it. So we replaced the engine, and during the replacement, they supplied us with a used engine. However, they also supplied us with an upgraded oil cooler, the aluminum ones. We need you to install this. Okay. Not a problem. All included in the price. So, did the job, customer picked it up, no problem. 8 months later, she tows it in. Stopped running while driving. Okay. Open up the hood, there's oil all over the top of the transmission. Look underneath it, oil everywhere. I mean, dripping off the back bumper. Look inside, there are empty containers of oil inside the vehicle. Obviously, she's been adding oil. Okay. So we push it inside, and we take a look, and the undercarriage is coated with oil from front to back. Oil all over the place. The exhaust is covered in oil, you name it, it's covered in oil. Okay. But like I said, we did an engine 8 months ago. So we look, and she had put 12,000 miles on it since we put the engine in it. Okay. Not a big deal. So we call the place that sold the car, and we told them what had happened. And I dealt with the same person I dealt with the first time. Nice guy, real nice guy, very understanding guy. So him and I are talking about it. And he goes, okay. He goes, I need to find out what happened, what caused the leak. Okay. So we pull the intake off, and sure enough, something happened with the aftermarket cooler, the aluminum one, and I don't know if a seal blew out or whatever, but it started leaking. So it leaked out all the oil, and she kept driving it, blew the engine. Okay. So then they're like, okay, how many miles did she put on it since we did the engine? Well, 12,000. Okay, so they're checking. We have no receipts that she ever changed her oil. Nothing. Okay. So then they send an inspector out. The inspector looks at it. Now they're from Colorado, so I guess they hire certain inspectors, wherever they are, to go and do an inspection investigation on the vehicle. So they send this inspector out, and he looks inside, and he could see containers of oil in the car. So obviously this person's been adding oil. They've known about the leak. So he takes his notes and everything else, he leaves. Thursday night, the guy from the company calls me, the one who I've been dealing with. Mike, I think was his name, I don't recall. He calls me and he says, listen, he goes, we're repossessing that vehicle. I'm like, okay, it's nothing to do with me. He goes, yeah, he goes, she has no receipts for any oil changes. She says she changed her oil and she paid for it out of pocket. Why she would pay for it out of pocket is beyond me. But she did, according to her. But she never returned the receipts. And then she had the audacity to say, nobody ever told me I needed to change my oil. Which, yes, we did. That's why we gave you the coupon book. So did you change your oil or did you not change your oil? Follow? So she was lying about it. The inspector who looked at the car had also taken photos. So the guy who I was talking to, he goes, I noticed from the photos when we sold the car, she managed to tint the windows. She managed to put headlight and taillight covers on it. She managed to put rims on it, but she couldn't change the oil. I guess, we're the middle person here. We're just, we're here because we got the car here. Okay, well, just so you know, we're repossessing it. We're calling her and telling her, is it okay if she comes down and cleans her stuff out of the car? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So apparently she had stopped making payments on it too once the thing stopped running again. She was thinking that she got a lemon, but meanwhile she created the lemon. So anyway, she winds up showing up yesterday in a fit of rage, an absolute fit of rage. And she is angry. I don't know who she's angry at. She should be angry at herself. So she's going on and on and on about how nobody ever explained to her that she needed to change her oil. Nobody ever told me I needed to change my oil. They said they gave me this coupon book, but I don't ever remember receiving a coupon book. I was like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. It has nothing to do with me. And so she just keeps going on and on and on and on. And, then she starts going on about they got shady practices and this and that and the other thing. And I'll be honest with you, when I dealt with the guy on the phone, apparently they have many locations across the country. When I was talking to the guy on the phone, he's like, they make the customer sign everything. They walk the customer through the car because they know dealing with people that have credit issues that there may be issues of, hey, we may not service or maintain our vehicle. So that's why they do that with the oil changes and stuff, because they want to make sure that people maintain their car so they have the car. And that he had gone through everything with them, or somebody had gone through everything with them to explain, this is what you need to do, this is why you have to do it. He goes, it's the same thing we do with everybody for that very reason, because the car is still technically ours. So yeah, the woman was absolutely in a rage, in a fit of rage, and it's just like, I wanted to say, it's self-induced. It's self-induced. Like, you couldn't change your oil, you didn't know you had to change your oil. Oh, and then she actually says to me, she goes, the spot where I park in the driveway, there is not one spot of oil on the ground. And I go like this, and I look underneath the vehicle because there's oil on our driveway from where it's been parked. It's like, yeah, I do not believe you one bit. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Just another case of a customer that, mind blown once again, because it's a daily occurrence, it seems. Maybe not daily, but at least 3 times a week, where just something happens and you just got to sit there and shake your head, and hear the rattling up inside your head. But man, oh man, it's just Is what it is. So there it goes again. If you own a car, maintain it. Maintain it. Because that's your second biggest investment in your life if you've bought a house. If you've never bought a house, it's your first biggest investment. So just something to keep in mind. That's all. I just want everybody to be happy out there. I want everybody to have their cars and have them last. So anyway, I hope you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. If you could, tell your friends about my videos. If you want to share my videos, I'd really appreciate it. The channel is growing. I have a lot I got to do, and it's a lot of work. I try to get the comments as often as possible. I've actually got Mrs. Wrenching answering some comments, and I have my son helping with comments. But just last week, because I get a tally from YouTube, just last week, I had 3,100 comments last week. How do you answer 3,100 comments or even acknowledge 3,100 comments? That would be a full-time job for somebody just doing that. So I try to get to as many as I possibly can, and unfortunately I can't get to them all. Maybe one day I can be in a spot where I can hire somebody to do it, but then again, then you're not dealing with me. At least with Mrs. Wrenching or my son, they actually let me know what's going on and give me basically a breakdown of everything, so I know. But a lot of times it is me. Sometimes it's Meg. Sometimes it's Christian. So just want to let you know. It's just I have to, because I want to answer everybody as much as possible. So anyway, that's it. I hope you're having a great day. Keep wrenching.